Hello everyone, my name is Buccellato. I'm an octogenarian, which means I'm fortunate enough and blessed enough to have lived 80 years. I'm an American citizen. I live here comfortably in South Florida, and I thank God every day for the opportunity to do just that freely, to get up and thank my God every day for this country that He made mine. I was born and raised here in this country, and it's given me many gifts and many opportunities. I've lived a full life. I live in a very comfortable community, as you can see. Easy, safe place to live. I have the opportunity to fly my flag daily in recognition and honor for this country that I love so much. And I have been engaged in business for more than 60 years. I'm retired now, and I'm an individual who follows the news and listens to friends and is engaged with social communities, and I see in front of me every day change. And change is not a bad thing, and change is not a good thing. In some cases, change is wonderful. But the changes that I've seen in our country in the last couple of years has been very disturbing to me and damaging. We've come to a place where this country doesn't seem to be following its values anymore. The administration and the government that we have in office seems to be determined to eliminate the core of this country. This country, America, was founded by the founding fathers as one nation under God. It has been the light on the hill for the entire world. It has been the rescuer of the entire world many, many times. And yet we live in a society today that is rapidly changing. People are divided because of how they see or think about race. People are divided because of how they see or think about politics. Governments have been forming agencies with the intelligence agencies to spy on the American citizens. That is not the government that was founded by this country. That is not what made this country strong and the shining star of the world. This country is for its people, all of its people. And often I watch the news and my wife says, well, what are you going to do about it? And I sound off a little bit, and I meet with friends and sound off a little bit more, and occasionally people say to me, well, what are you going to do about it? Say something about it. And every day in the mail I get more and more letters from different groups and organizations encouraging me to speak out. Not that I'm any different than anyone else, but I'm an American citizen, and I have a right to speak out about the things that I see that are wrong. And so I was encouraged today to take pen in hand, following some guides from some other people and some material I received in the mail, to write a letter to our president in the White House. I'd like to read it to you and get your feedback. It's addressed President Joe Biden, the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C. Dear Mr. President, I implore you to stop your attacks against conservative ideals and people. You, through policies, your mandates, and your political appointees, have put us under the rule of a radical, leftist, authoritarian government. You are destroying America. The best and only way to make life better, more hopeful and free for all of this country's citizens, not just me, but all of us citizens, is to 1, stop illegal immigration by securing our borders and enforcing our laws. Open the Keystone Pipeline and maintain our energy independence. Reform the big tech monopolies. Stand for law and order and for the men and women of our law enforcement. They are the front line of America. Lower taxes and encourage work rather than handouts. Cut spending and size of government. Free our children and grandchildren from broken, radical public education systems. Take care of our military and our veterans. Uphold the Constitution, the very foundation of this nation. Put America first. Our forefathers founded America based on the timeless idea that all men are created equal and that they are endowed with God-given unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Moreover, they believed that government existed solely to secure those rights and that its power derived from the consent of the governed. From these principles flow the freedoms that have made the American dream possible. Our children and grandchildren depend on us as stewards of these principles. Their very futures and lives depend on us. I ask you to act in their defense. Sincerely, Carl Buccellato. I know many people will take objection with that letter. They'll think it's strictly politically oriented, that I'm a Republican, so I'm anti-Democrat. I want you to know that I was a registered Democrat half of my life, and I'm a registered Republican half of my life. It isn't so much the party that I am talking to. I'm talking to the President of the United States, who has allowed himself to be surrounded by party people who seem to be so biased and so demented into their direction. They've lost sight of the foundation of America. They've lost sight of the values of the Constitution. The very promise of the standing law that says equal law for all before the eyes of justice. It's time we take this country back to where it belongs. And I'm not speaking that as a political statement or an endorsement of a political party or an endorsement of a particular candidate. I'm speaking that, as I said when I opened this statement, as an 80-year-old man who has seen this country through World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, and half a dozen other things. I've seen many of our boys march off to war and never come home, buried in Arlington Cemetery, where their lives were given for this country, for our neighbors, regardless of our creed, our religion, our race. I believe we are only one race in this country. We're all the human race. And when they cut us, we believe red blood. So thank you. So if you believe in what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. And if you'd like, feel free to take any part of this letter and use it yourself. Because I think it's time for America to be heard. Thank you, and God bless you all.